want to park in the
I'm getting sick and tired of you blaming me for all of your mental incapacities, which ended up in the breakup of all your past relationships. See, some of you fail to realize in your own eyes you sometimes have the tendencies, or should I say the mentalities, to use illogical arguments against me called fallacies, which tend to cause mood swings quicker than you trying to find your favorite songs and your favorite radio frequencies. So because you're so hard to please me, put at ease, I'm the one that's put under the stress of your mess because you're too busy trying to give me heart disease. And you think the best way to make a man feel at ease is to get down on your knees, perform, and act? You think it's good enough to make a Chinese man think he was Vietnamese? Not realizing that acts like that only make the situation worse because you're too stupid to realize you just might not be the last one, and sweetheart, you probably weren't the first. See, the problem is that too many women believe that the answer to a power struggle in a relationship is withholding or having sex, when in order to exact his revenge, a man would just go and get some from his ex. See, one of your problems is that you think good men are a minority, whereas having a man who can fulfill your sexual needs and needs seems to be your main priority, which means you're falling in love with knuckleheads you think are the majority. I'm getting tired of women asking me why they can't get a man who's just like me, and the truth is, you can't, because I'm authentic. A man who gives love that's eccentric. And the reality is that a man even similar to me cannot be caught up in a woman with a soap opera mentality. I'm getting tired of women asking, why do men cheat? Like they don't do it too. When the real answer to that question is just that women are more discreet, and unfortunately some men just want to do you and you. And then some of y'all tend to take good men for granted, because when things go wrong, you hold him accountable. You give him heartaches you think are retractable, when the truth is he gave you love you thought wasn't attainable. And you don't seem to realize that no matter how good you look, you are replaceable. You're too busy blaming all men for your constant change in emotion, when you're too busy opening up your legs like you're advertising for a Vanessa Del Rio promotion. Constantly visiting the doctor or the clinic just to get an abortion, while the rest of y'all keep faking pregnancies and keep trying to find a man and his wallet just so you can get a portion. And if he doesn't give it to you, then you take him to court, taking the child support extortion. Now, thinking that every man in the world has let you down, you decide to find other women who want to mess around, so you decide to become a bisexual thespian, meaning that you're only playing a part of a bisexual lesbian. And let's not forget about the gold diggers, using men for money, turning down good quality men that don't have the bacon figures that compare to Bill Gates and Jiggers. So because I'm not your knight in shining accurate legend armor, and I'm not pushing the latest GS300 Lex or rocking a $3,000 Rolex, you tell me to erase any memory of you in my cerebral Rolodex. And then some of you women already with children don't have the expectation that I'm going to be their next daddy, because there's no guarantee that they'll follow me around like Tiger Woods' golfing caddy. And why is it that some of you want to argue about issues where even you don't have a clue? When you realize that just because you love to argue doesn't mean that men do too. See, too many of y'all are drama queens, waiting for a man to be your transportation means, while the rest of y'all keep putting up with more ignorant men who put you through more pain than all the confined stories of Erica Kane. Like the saying goes, ladies, you can't find a man until you find yourself, which means before you think about changing a man, you must make sure that you've changed yourself. And speaking of changing a man, that's a game of Russian roulette. You can't change a man who hasn't changed himself, and that God hasn't changed yet. So stop thinking you can be a man's personal savior, because your name isn't Jesus. And for those of y'all who are getting upset and taking this story extremely serious, that's telling me that you definitely needed to hear this. Writer's block.
Who's next? Go ahead, Nate. Go ahead, Nate. On the ground, Moody Black. We had the writer's block. My man Nate's up next.
I guess I get nasty.
You don't get nasty? I do the squeeze, man. That shit dope, man.
Do what?
Yeah, do the squeeze, man. I'm telling you, that's gonna go hard.
Hi. Sign the day become a citizen soldier. Become a soldier while continuing your everyday life. We'll pay for your college tuition to give you a nice fat bonus check. All you have to do is complete basic training, advanced individual training or AIT, 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year, and a chance to lose your natural mind. This is what they don't tell you in between the lines. Right. In between the lies. They're showing you a chance for a better life, but it's only a disguise. They tell you that you might go to a war zone. They don't tell you everyone isn't coming home. They tell you everyone will celebrate when you return. They don't tell you that every image and sound of death will be in your memory forever burned. That your tattered remains are too small for a casket, so your family receives an urn. I was lucky. I came home. I returned to my loved one's body, fully mobile, but the damage to my mind had been done. Too many close calls with death have left my emotions numb. Too many nights of waking out of my sleep to the sound of incoming, incoming. Too many nights of waking up and remember nothing but my weapon and running. Too many nights of thinking it was my time to go. But where do you turn for help when you're supposed to be the hero? Who can I tell that I'm afraid to go to bed? The therapist? My superiors? Or maybe my family and friends? Who can I tell that every time I close my eyes, I'm afraid they never open again? Who can I tell that every time I close my eyes, I'm afraid they'll never open again? That's why I'm tired. Like, I'm really tired, both physically and mentally. You can see it in my eyes. They're low. They're low because it makes me feel like I'm in a safe limbo in between the reality of my thoughts and the fear of dying in my sleep. I count shots and bullets loaded into my gun while the rest of the world counts sheep. I flirted with the Grim Reaper until she became my side chick. She is patiently waited to become my next main squeeze. Click.
Woo! Riders Block.
Who's next? Gigi. No, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, here, Gigi.
Right, let it rest.
You heard me. Then I want to hear Selena. I'm calling out. I'm the guest. I'm calling out poets.
mOody bLaCk challenge going on right now.
Win the part, baby.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
This is my response to Yo G. Tell me about the struggles of being a sister. Well, I can't possibly get everything in 3 minutes, but I love to touch on a few subjects my women of color are subjected to. Most of the time, we're crucified for even exercising this right to the freedom of speech. Black women, the struggle is real. The programmed lack of our significance, white supremacists and anti-feminists hate to give us credit. They give us debits accounting for negative factors like making it harder for us to equally get it. We help run the companies. The comp be pennies. Never worked at Payless, but quick to get sued if she asks for an increase in her paycheck. And most of my people are stuck under the program too. Niggas want to be praised for being a black man without acknowledging that all human beings originally came from the black woman's womb. The black hole is the universe. Goddess, black woman, no lie, that's natural. Let them tell you anything else simply is not factual. Want to say this is a man's world like the name of the earth is a foreign planet. Now all of a sudden we don't speak the same language. And I actually heard a black man say nappy hat of him is boring, preferring pale forms and silky straights as opposed to the roots and traits that birthed him. Straight disrespecting your ancestors. There's a difference between real love and self-hate. Are your queens not worth it? Hashtag mad black woman. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Well, it makes me even madder when I see black women barely even matters to you. Don't shoot me for relaying the message, I'm just telling the truth. This is evidence of self-destruction. Leads to abortion. They got the clinics in our hood, not so sneaky attempts of the extortion of our children. Even the police got the assignment to erase our race. What part of the equation do you contribute to? Do you add to the beauty of melanin? Or do you work extra hard to divide and subtract the theory formula of what makes us more productive? You ducks give all the credit to the white man. When the more melanin the clearer you see through your pineal gland. You would think all these things will help appreciate the black woman, yet we're faced with all these struggles. And a lot of us got to be the mother, father, and work. Now we got all these hustles. A lack of support like a bone with no muscle. Too many of these men want to bury the bone, but when they want some comfort, they go and dig it up to hit the backbone. Then want to complain about them being dirty when they the ones that put them there in the first place. Oxymoronism. Sound like a bitch move to me. Call me a bitch, and it's only a reflection of you that you see. Because real kings recognize queens when they see one. So if they call you out your name, must not be one. Shameful niggas. Not just going in on the man and my brothers. I got to adjust how some black women treat people and each other. If someone is looking at you and you so happen to look back, how about saying hi before rolling your eyes, cuz ain't nobody got time for that. Even if you don't become friends, you can still send out good vibes because you get back what you give out in great measure in this life. So consciously choose to give good energy. Because even if it's light, it's still light. And brown is a mixture of all of the colors of life, love, and light. So it won't hurt you to uplift each other and support black business. And if you don't already got you one, get you some and stop telling people to mind their own business, because you want people to keep your business in mind. That's a good thing. We could truly prosper if our mindsets change. Y'all fuck with it, Gina.
Yeah. Who's there? Selena. I already said it. I said it. I said it.
All this shit from the church.
He said he loves the way I roll my blunts.
Y'all heard that? Yeah.
He said he loves the way I roll my blunts. The way I lick the leaf, it tends to make his loins jump. He says he loves the way I toke too, how I roll that smoke from my mouth to my nose. Like it's the sweetest thing I smelled all day next to him. He says he loves the fact that I'm not afraid to do a line or two. But it's the way I spread my thoughts between them sheets that really turn him on. See, I got the nigga liking poetry. He says he loves the way I hold my head to the left while brother breathes down the sides of my neck. How I close my eyes and spread my thighs in the presence of sun rays. He said he ain't never had no sun-kissed Johnny T before. So, of course I had to let him taste it. Now that nigga stay thirsty. He says he loves the way I listen. How I sit in silence with my bare feet up on a milk crate. See, in my silence, he gets to hear himself speak. In my silence, he gets to hear just how fucked up some of that shit he says really sounds. And he laughs. And we laugh. We laugh together. He said he loves the way I whine too. How I hold that glass firmly around the stem, rubbing my fingers around the rim, dipping one inside just to wet the tip so I can taste it. See, the thing about it is, we both know I'm gonna swallow all this shit anyway. He says he loves the sound of our lovemaking. That when we come together, there is no mistaking we be making music. See, he found out his sister could blow.
Rewind.
He said he loves the sound of our lovemaking. Because when we come together, there is no mistaking we be making music. See, he found out his sister could blow. And there are some times when the magic of the music that we be making, he starts hitting these high notes. And that's when I have to hold him down just so he doesn't get lost in the magic of the music that we be making. But that's usually when he says, that's when he says. He says, damn, I wish my wife was like you.
Ooh. Cypher went apart. Y'all missing it. On the ground with the black. Yo, shout out man, OJ and Fayetteville. And shout out to mOody from Jacksonville, y'all. Sorry I couldn't get y'all. Much love. Say what? No, I'm good.